Hi there, Roger Connect, Universal Accounting Center, here with Scott McKinley. We're excited to be with you today because we're going to be talking about gratitude and the importance of it as we go about our careers in accounting, bookkeeping, as we take care of those that we're working with, whether it be employers or clients. It's that mental attitude that we need to have in our lives. And so, Scott, I want to just start out, what does the word gratitude mean to you, first of all?
You know, we've talked briefly in past videos about the law of attraction.
Yeah.
And the law of attraction is that universal principle that like attracts like.
Correct.
Gratitude is the core to making the law of attraction work in a positive way in your life.
Yeah.
Having gratitude, if you're grateful, you can't be negative. The whole principle about the law of attraction is that like attracts like. If we want positive things to come into our life, we have to have a positive attitude. By showing gratitude for what we have opens the door for more things to come into our life for us to be grateful for.
Exactly. Now, one thing that I can personally add to this is there is a huge difference between being an optimist and a pessimist. And for many of my early years, I distinctly was a pessimist. Anything that could go wrong, I saw it as possibly going wrong, and so you dwell on that negative. And only when I was able to actually convert over to being an optimist, looking for the opportunities, looking for the positive, being grateful for things around me, did it open many, many doors in my life, personally, professionally, in my relationships and so forth. So you're right, it is the core. Becoming that optimist, having it become you is key.
It's a complete attitude.
Yes.
I mean, it is a complete attitude. And I was like you. You probably remember a few years back, you would not describe me as being an optimist. I was a constant pessimist. And that is all about gratitude. If you're grateful, you're going to be a more positive person. And so gratitude is just such an important thing in these practices that we have. If we're grateful for the clients that we have, more clients will come to us. If we're grateful for what we're earning, we're going to continue to earn that type of money to be grateful for.
Yes. Now, one of the things that's, I think, key to this is that positive mental attitude that Scott was mentioning. Now, when you say core, what's a way to develop that core, that positive mental attitude? What exercises, what techniques? Are there any that you could quickly share with us?
Absolutely. Rhonda Byrne, who many of you might know, wrote the book The Secret back in 2006. She has a follow-up book called The Magic. And I stumbled across this book last year about this time.
Yep.
And I attribute this to being one of the reasons that 2013 was such a phenomenal year for myself personally. The practice of daily making a list of things to be grateful for changed my life. Changed my life. I've taught this principle to other students. I give credit to Rhonda Byrne for bringing this principle into my life. This is a basic exercise that you do on a daily basis. You sit down, and as your day starts, you make a list of 10 things that you have to be grateful for.
And I give you a simple list. Now, one of the things that I think can help us all relate to this is some people may already write journals.
Sure.
Where the end of the day, you're writing down maybe a history of what happened in the day, people you met, things you did. This is an easy thing to incorporate into it, is this list of what are you grateful for. Others perhaps are doing prayers where in your life you start or end your days with prayers. And in those prayers, you're first of all expressing gratitude and thanks for things long before you ever get to that list of here's what I need help with, or here are the things I would like to ask for. So gratitude is, I think, a key thing that we need to further implement into our daily lives.
Absolutely. And sometimes making that list is a bit of a challenge. And there might be some days where it feels like you don't have anything to be grateful for. Those are the days that it's the most important.
You have to reach in.
The most important, to make your list.
That's when you're happy that you woke up.
Right.
That you're breathing.
Exactly.
That you don't have a cold, that you know someone else has a cold.
Exactly. That you've got eyes that you can see, that you've got ears that you can hear. Whatever it is, you have to give thanks. A friend that I met in Australia years ago shared something once with me that has stuck with me to this day, and he gave a simple quote. He said, "Thank you and please are the golden keys that open the gates to everywhere." And it's amazing how true that is. If you are focusing on the things that you're grateful for, your attitude changes, your behavior changes, the way that you are around other people changes. Because you're being positive, it affects other people. They want to be more positive around you. And you'll notice the people, as you start to incorporate this practice into your life, you'll start to notice all the people who are complaining,
Oh,
and
yes.
who are ungrateful, and you'll pick up on the energy that they're putting out.
The poison.
And it will be a complete turnoff. You'll want nothing to do with those
Yeah.
people. And you'll realize, and that's what's happened with me personally, is I realize all of the years that I spent complaining instead of being grateful, complaining about all the things that I wasn't happy about, by doing that, I was using the law of attraction that we've talked about before.
Mhm.
I was using that. I was attracting more things. If we're not grateful for the things that we have, we're not going to be given anything else to be grateful
And you
for.
run the risk of losing those things.
Yeah.
Now, one thing that I'd like to add to this thank you and please, thank you costs you nothing.
Yeah.
It costs you nothing to say. Please costs you nothing to say. But in addition to that, I would suggest that you also smile.
Sure.
Smiling costs you nothing, but yet it's contagious. It's something that can be passed on from person to person. Always be grateful for the things you have. Say please and thank you. And obviously with the idea of that smile, just enlighten people's lives. That's one of the things that I think can be really different.
They say the amount of energy that you have to put into being unhappy and negative is so much more than the energy that you put into being happy, to being grateful. If you want to learn how to apply the law of gratitude to your life, start by making a daily list. Even if you only start with 5 things, that's fine. Start with 5 things. If you're a prayerful person, give thanks at the end of your day, give thanks at the beginning of your day. If you want to go out and buy a simple journal that you can just keep track of things. And you know what, if you miss a day, that's okay. Just stay with it. And it'll take some time for it to become a habit. But once it becomes a habit, it is a habit, and you will continue to do it. I miss the days that I don't do this practice.
Yeah.
I realize it. I sense the change that it takes in me personally. So from what I've learned, from the students I've worked with that I've learned, my personal life, my relationships with other people who are using this principle, this is something that if you're looking for success, I highly recommend you apply this to your practice.
And one last thing that I'd like to add is this isn't just something professional, it's personal. And so if you're involved in social media like LinkedIn or Facebook, you need to remove, I encourage you, please remove any of those negative statements that you're putting out there and replace them with positive ones. Always put in there the things that you're grateful for and that you like. You need to be that positive influence not only in your own life but in other people's lives.
Like attracts like.
Yeah.
If you're being grateful, if you're showing appreciation, step back and see what you attract into your life. I'm guaranteeing you it's going to be 10 times better than if you're putting out negative energy. And it starts with gratitude.
Very good. Hey, if it's about accounting,
It's universal.
it's universal. Why? Because this is a universal thing and it makes a big difference. That makes sense, doesn't it?
A whole lot of sense. I'm grateful for that.
There you go. Take care. Have a great
Bye.
day.